Last week, the classifications came out, and this past Wednesday, the football coaches and school administrators met in Salina as the football districts were released. Kansas High School Activities Association's Executive Director, Gary Musselman, and Assistant Executive Director, Mark Lentz, got the meeting kicked off. Musselman explained the importance of the meeting and difference with districting in football.
I mean, the demographics of this state are dynamic, constantly changing, and every 2 years is a great example. And Mark's been working with that, and Rick came in and looked at maps with us last Friday, and I looked at maps with Mark, and we tweaked, and we moved, and we changed, and some we put back, and some we changed and left to change. So it's always it's a big, big thing. We understand it's an important thing. It's an important activity, but it's no more important than any one other activity at our member schools. It's just that football is unique because of the 2-year cycle, and football consumes part of your regular season. And most people on the outside don't get that. They don't understand. But you're tying up part of your regular season when you go into a district system, as we did back in the late 1960s.
After the opening comments, the districts were released and everyone gathered around to obtain their copy. As soon as the schools got their copy, they were off scheduling. Some came in with doing their homework, while others were left scattering trying to find opponents to fill their schedules. To some of them attending, they were scheduling for a lower classification than previous years. We caught up with Satanta and Rollins County, who will be making the change from 11-man to 8-man next year.
Well, I think it's the best decision for our kids. We've had dropping enrollment the last few years, and to be in the best interest of our kids to get them the competitive level they need to be at, it's going to work out best for us to play 8-man next year.
I think the town and the community and the kids are excited for the switch. We realize the decrease in the numbers has kind of not necessarily forced us, but I think it's the best thing for our community and the players as well.
Another change that is taking place next year is McPherson moving down to 4A.
Well, we kind of knew it was coming. We had some smaller classes coming through the high school, and we kind of anticipated it. One of these years we would be dropping down. We're going to take the same approach with 4A as we did with 5A. There's a lot of good schools in 4A, and we hope to be one of them. So that's kind of our mindset. Our goals remain the same, regardless of classification.
Some are saying that McPherson will be the team to beat next year.
Well, that's possible. We hope to be in that position anyways. That's kind of our goal. We want to be at the top of that heap, and when you get to the top of that 4A classification, there's some really, really good teams. So some people think it's going to be easy for us, but our staff doesn't believe that. We think there's going to be some very, very competitive teams at that level.
With the classification changes, some were having a hard time filling their schedule, while others were not having any problems.
Actually, coming down here, it was a lot more difficult to find games than I thought it would. We're actually going to play Quinter the 4th and the 7th week of the season, so we get to play them in a regular season game or preseason game before districts. It was much more difficult to find games than I anticipated. I guess just our district situation in our league and Division I and II, and it was just we had the opportunity to travel down by Manhattan to play a couple different teams, but I just just everybody else kind of had us being the new guy, everybody else was already going and kind of had their setup from last year, so it was just a little more difficult.
Actually, it was easier for us this time. We ended up in a district that didn't include any of our league teams, so we didn't have any openings. So we just kind of got to sit back and watch this year and not have to scramble for games.
While some still have open slots on their schedules for next year, we'll see how it all plays out next year.